Caroline Strachan with Festive Road, and today I'm in conversation with Scott Davies from ITM, the Institute of Travel Management. Hi Scott, thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
So, which managed travel component would you like to talk about today, and what would you like to highlight?
It's so hard to choose one, isn't it? Because we always say at ITM, when people ask what buyer priorities are, there's about 8,000 of them.
Oh, really?
Generally, so it's really difficult to generalise, but the two that are the fastest rising, we would say, at ITM, in terms of what our buyers tell us, is sustainability and wellbeing.
Okay.
And they're coming up around about the same pace. But I would focus especially on sustainability because it's so central to everything at the moment. So
tell us some more about that. Why have you chosen sustainability? I mean, it's a bit of an obvious question because sustainability is so high profile, but What are you hearing from travel buyers that they need to focus on in 2020?
Well, there are many different motivations for looking at it, but one of the most powerful ones at the moment, from a corporate perspective, is boardroom pressure. It's becoming a really important boardroom topic, and there's a competitive element to it. So whether it's professional service companies in the same sector or finance companies, they don't want to find out that another company has more sustainable best practice in play. So I guess the good and the bad thing is that motivation, we don't mind where the motivation comes from to do the right thing, as long as people have a go at doing it. But it seems that there shouldn't be competition when it comes to sustainability, we think. It's for the benefit of everyone in the end. So it's joined a long list of topics of the travel buyer. Of course, more recently, topical health issues have become things which have stopped the working week of the travel buyer to focus on that completely. But sustainability is now becoming something where the boardroom don't want to find out that their competitors are doing something they're not.
Okay. So, and that would manifest itself in like a board member calling the travel manager and saying, what are we doing about sustainability?
Yes.
And then they have to figure out where to start, and they likely come to you and say, what do I do?
Exactly.
Right, okay. Yeah. So what advice would you have for travel buyers?
Well, one of the main things is, of course, always you want to have objectives. So you want to know what success looks like with any element of your program. But probably more than any other, we would suggest you need to network extensively with your peers to find out what's going on. There's a relatively base level of things that you can do, and obviously offsetting is an obvious example. But when it comes to more meaningful, longer term measures, we find that people in a room together can really help each other to find those solutions. So many of our companies talk about the two ways you approach sustainability and climate action is do less, do more good, which I think offsetting will come under the category of that, and then on the other side, doing less bad.
Okay.
And that can mean travelling less, but it can also mean travelling in ways which are more sustainable. Whether that's choosing suppliers that you think are more effective in that way, or different modes of transport, all those obvious types of things. But half of our buyers are focusing on doing good, which is having programs that address things like offsets, and the other half are very focused on we need to change our behaviour, and that's different.
Excellent. Do you know, I hear from ITM members all of the time, one of their best benefits of being part of the association is the sharing with each other.
Yeah.
So I assume they get to come and say, I don't know where to start, and someone else is already ahead of them and able to share.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is just one example of a topic where they don't compete with each other. They're so happy to share because sharing is part of learning, and even our most experienced global mega buyers learn from networking with buyers of different program types. So it's one of the proudest things we have at ITM. When you observe it happening like I do, when you can see it happening in a room, and the energy and the positivity, and it's good for your growth in all sorts of ways as well. We love
when
it.
the magic happens.
When the magic happens, it's a very friendly community anyway, isn't it? So people are very keen to give, but I think also when people have been longer in the industry, and I think certainly I put myself in that category, you feel you want to give something back as well. That's really important.
Yeah. Well, you've given back today, so thank you so much for joining us.
I've loved it. Thank you, Caroline.
Good. Thank you.